Hello, Solomon. On January 31st, the moon is entering into a unique cycle. What opportunities does it present to us?
It's a blue moon, and it's a blood moon, and it's a full lunar eclipse, and it's an amplified time of manifestation. There are celestial events that are happening that really have nothing to do with the manifestation of the human being, but as a human being, it's an opportune time to tap into that channel, that frequency, for the purpose of an expanded awareness, for the purpose of aligning with the planets and the stars and the universe and gathering as much energy from that experience to then be able to bring it back into your physical reality and begin to create more of the things that you desire to bring into your reality. And when we talk about this, we're not talking about the material aspects, although those may be a consequence of your manifestation, but the idea behind manifestation isn't to manifest the new car and the good meal and the this, and this. Is to manifest a conscious awareness of who you are in this vastness of all of creation. Yes. So throughout the history of human beings have utilized, based on their conscious understanding of their connection to the cosmos, to the universe, to the planets, they've utilized time such as this to align with the potential energy that is being created as a result of this particular lunar trifecta of events that is occurring on that particular day and the days following up and the days preceding the actual event. Yes, it's as though, imagine yourself waiting and waiting and waiting for your favorite restaurant to have the buffet of all of your favorite goodies, and going in and feasting, taking advantage of the opportune time that you are experiencing. This is an opportune time to align with the energetic forces that you are surrounded by at all times.
So it's kind of interesting that it's called the harvest moon. It's time to harvest all those potentials.
Exactly, yes. The harvest moon terminology came from harvest time in terms of the farmers harvesting their crops, but from a symbolic level, yes, harvest the inner self, harvest the awareness that lies within, that is craving for a stronger connection to the universal tides, to the universal connections. That part of you that when you're tuned in and tapped into that, you have the ability to create more of the expanded being that you are, that will then translate into a happier life, a more purposeful life, a more abundant life. Yes, and for each and every one of you, the more of you that do this, the more you're going to help with the momentum of the entire planet. You're going to be purposely creating a higher vibration within yourself, recognizing how that vibration is affecting and reverberating throughout your community, throughout your province, throughout your country, and throughout the world and beyond. So recognizing the value in yourself and how your understanding and your connection to all that is, to the planets, to the moon, to the stars, to all of creation everywhere, how your individual connection plays a tremendous role in the overall well-being of not only your own species on this planet, but all species everywhere. Yes?
Yes. It's a big idea, thank you.
It's a big idea because you are a big idea.
Right, and I love that. I love that every now and then I feel that, truly aligned with that idea, and it's pretty fun.
If all of you aligned with this all the time, there would not be the idea of self-doubt or criticism or feeling the need to criticize others, because all you would see is the big idea in everyone. Regardless of whether or not that big idea is something that you actually agree with or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that they're courageous enough to be authentic enough to speak their own truth. knowing that by doing that, they are being themselves, which they are entitled to be because they are here existing on the planet, and knowing that they are going to be accepted by everyone else in the world because they too are delivering their own message and their own ideas. Yes? Creating a unified understanding of equality, of harmony, of balance, of equilibrium.
Is there anything more you could say about how the moon specifically affects us?
The whole planetary system has an effect on humanity. The moon, having the strongest pull to the Earth, has the potential to either wreak havoc on the planet or to create an abundance of intent. In other words, around the full moon, there is a sense of alignment between the collective group, the human species, with the moon. And this is a perfect time to sit in quiet contemplation, to meditate upon what it is that you desire in your life, what it is that you wish to relinquish from your life, those things that are no longer of service to you as an individual and to the collective. Simply by the alignment at that time with the souls on the planet and the moon and all the other planets combined gives an opportune time to place intent, to create desires, to manifest, to align with synchronistic events that are conducive to the growth of the human spirit. But what can happen is if one chooses to use that time as an opportunity to fulfill selfish acts of desires, in other words, not for the good of the whole, then this idea can backfire and wreak havoc on the individual and also then wreak havoc on the planet. Is this making sense?
Yeah. So that happens by design? Or why does that happen?
It's not necessarily by design. It's more if you were to use the analogy of a chemical reaction. So not that it's necessarily a chemical reaction, but it's the best analogy that we can come up with. Is more of the exchange of the energetic vibration is so strong at that time that if the best interest of the whole, meaning the entirety of all that is, in unification with the planet and the human species, if there is a intent that is not congruent with what is best for all, it's as though the energetic vibrations create this energetic exchange that can create such a difference in vibration that it literally pushes the two apart, creating havoc on the planet. Is this making any sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, absolutely. So it does come into manifestation just in the opposite.
Yes. So it's important at that time to find clarity in what it is that you are trying to manifest and why. It's a perfect opportunity to clarify to oneself, are your desires and are your wishes, wants, and needs in alignment with the best interest of the whole? Not just confined to the physical planet Earth, but to all beings everywhere.
So based on that idea, would you then say that during a full moon, for example, would be the most powerful time to have a group meditation on raising a vibration for the collective?
Yes, most definitely. Yes. Which is why there have been full moon gatherings for centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries on your planet.
Right.
Because the ancient people on your planet were aware of this.
And I heard about that. I thought it was just idealistic ritual.
No, it's if you think of the idea of vortices and portals, And when you are in that space, there's a more open connection. It's as though the door is open more fully to the non-physical realm. Therefore, you are more receptive to the energetic vibrational exchange. The same is true around a full moon, but from a different energetic source in a sense, although that source is still coming from all that is, but being filtered through the energies of the moon. The moon being your ally. The moon being the epitome of non-judgment. Therefore, when there is a desire to manifest something that is not in the best interest of the entire planet and planets and all beings everywhere, the moon simply doesn't recognize that from an energetic level and repels it, creating havoc on the planet in various forms to certain degrees.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Yes. We know. Good question.